I recently had the wonderful privilege of sitting down with Sebastian here. He made the amazing game Weaving Tides, and he even raised $60,000 for it in crowdfunding, plus they got a government grant, so he did really well. And he came to our Discord, he was just mentoring us, and there's something that he taught us, I didn't realize it until afterward, about a way of making games that allows you to just get to the end product so much faster. And to understand it, I have to show you how games used to be made. Okay, I'm in Miro, and I thought I'd just show you how it used to be done. So this is the hobby model, okay? So the hobby model is basically, I make the game I want to make. Oh, I should make myself disappear. Give me 1 second. Okay, I make the game I want to make, and I hope people like it, right? Now, what these people don't know, the people who do this, is that 2% of games make enough revenue to make a second game, right? This is almost a surefire way of failing. There's this nonsense idea about there that this is the way of doing a real passionate game. But if you actually study those games made from passion by 1 or 2 people, you'll see they often talk with their community constantly, get feedback, and iterate on that. So this is a model, this is great for learning how to make games. But if you want to make a game and you want to continue that as a studio or something like that, this is not the way to go. Now, the old business model, we've seen the big titans do this pretty often, but they research, they don't care about what they're passionate about. They just research what people want to buy, and they make that, and then they hope people like it. Now, oftentimes these products, they absolutely stink of a lack of passion, you know? So they're the exact opposite. So here we have pure passion, but maybe it's really unique. And I had to learn this the hard way. Sometimes you're super passionate about something, and you're the only one. So don't do that. But the old business model is also, yeah, you know, like, who are you making? Are you making games from joy at all at this point, or you just want the numbers, right? So then there's a brand new way of doing things that Ooblets, I love this. They were geniuses about this, and they came up with this. I call this the Ooblets model. I'm sure other people have done it. But basically, you make a ton of art for a bunch of different games, right? And then you see if people actually like that art, and if they like it, you just make whatever game they like the art for, right? So you could make the art for like 10 different games, and then just go ahead and double down on the one that gets thousands of views on Twitter or whatever. They just posted a whole lot of awesome stuff to Twitter, and you know, they sold their game based on that. It did really well. So big applause to Ooblets. It was just an amazing, well done game. Anyway, back to what we're looking for. So the Ooblets model: make the art, see if people like it, and you know, make the game, whichever game they like the most. Now, people buy games based on their art, so you know, they can't actually test the game. So the game might not be fun, so it doesn't matter really in this case. But if you want to make a game that's fun and played by a lot of people, that one has a little bit of a flaw, because you can't really show people the game because they're not loving it based on what's in the game, per se, the gameplay, but the art. And actually, although I love what they've done, I love so much of their art, I didn't enjoy Ooblets at all when I played it, although I love the art style. So it does have a little bit of a weakness there. Now, there's this guy who has this awesome YouTube channel. I recommend you check it out. He did something absolutely genius. He made a bunch of fake Steam pages, marketed them a little, and then his idea was to make the game people like the most. I thought that was really cool. So he would just look for which one was actually getting wish lists on Steam and make that. So these are a bunch of models. These are like all kinds of different models. I'll show you the one that I'm following, right? And why it's flawed, and why you should choose the one that Weaving Tides went with. But you really have to understand, again, all these different models to understand what we're doing here. So I spent years getting to know a particular community. That's the sandbox gaming community. And I did tons of SEO in the process and tons of research, right? And I knew that they wanted certain things. Now, I made different prototypes based on the things I knew they already wanted, and then I moved forward with the prototypes people care about. Now, I'll tell you why this is flawed in a moment, but the idea here is that I could make a vertical slice based on the one people care about the most. I could pitch and market that game once I have the vertical slice. I would use the vertical slice basically to market the game to players, because marketing takes a long time. It's so much effort, and I love marketing, so I want to get that going before the game is being made, essentially. Pitch and market the game. So if it was a financial project, I'd pitch it at this stage, but we're just marketing the game right now. We might do some pitching, but you know, marketing is it's actually done for research, our game. Anyway, make the game itself, and you know, base that on you know, what feedback you got on the vertical slice and stuff like that, and the prototypes people care about. But there's a problem with this. There's a huge flaw with this. playtesters. Getting people to care enough about your game to get playtesters is actually super hard. So you have to make these really beautiful prototypes that people actually want to come down and play. So you end up doing a ton of marketing before you even get going. And so this is a fundamentally flawed idea, because if you try to prototype a game that doesn't exist yet, you have to create prototypes that people care about to get enough feedback to know if they'll actually care enough that you should be making that game. So this was a flaw that I should have addressed, but I love how Weaving Tides basically addressed this flaw and figure this out. They were absolutely geniuses with this. So Weaving Tides, their team made a bunch of game jams make a bunch of game jams until you win, right? Do really good at game jams. Make a vertical slice of the your best winner, right? Like take the best of your best game jam game, make a vertical slice of that, pitch the game. Now, I want to say that there is a massive flaw here. If you do game jams with people, how do you know who owns the IP? Either you have to do it all yourself, you have to win the game jam by yourself, or you have to go with trusted people or make a legal contract before you even do the game jams. It's a little bit odd, but yeah, you're kind of throwing the IP out there, and somebody could steal your idea at that level, where stealing ideas is not really a big problem, but you are exposing yourself to some risk. Anyway, pitch the game. So he pitched it and got a government grant. Then he crowdfunded it. So he didn't care about well, I don't want to speak for him, right? But the crowdfunding for him, the utility was the marketing, because Kickstarter will get your game out there if you have a really great game that's already, well on the way, and if you do it right, you get some extra boost. And you actually see the numbers of games that have been kickstarted succeeding are much higher than games that have not been kickstarted. So crowdfunding a game is often not a viable means of making funds. Like he said in that time where he mentored us, that basically when crowdfunding the game, you don't know if you get the money. So it's not really a dependable source of funds. So it's very difficult in that way. But it allowed him to market and get the game out there early. Then he started making prototypes based on what people might like, right? Now he has an audience for the game. He starts making prototypes. He can plug in that audience, make prototypes, play test with the audience he got from the crowdfunding. Oh, I wish I had done this. This is so smart. And then choose the prototypes people like and make the game based on that. So here you have really a foolproof plan, because you have a game you know people care about at the beginning. You have a vertical slice. You make a vertical slice of that game with proof that people care about it. You pitch the game to investors, then you crowdfund it, then you move on. Oh, what a brilliant idea. So anyway, just huge credit to him, and I thought I'd give you guys this secret from Weaving Tides. How to make a game succeed, how to build a game people will care about. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave it a like, and if you'd like to see more like this, definitely subscribe. Remember, we have awesome mentorship sessions over in our Discord, p1om.com/Discord. You can come check it out. We would love to have you be part of it. And yeah, let me know what you think about this video, because I've never done something like this before. It's all one take. Hopefully you guys like this. Take care.